Have you ever found yourself sitting in a porta potty wondering how they put it together or how long it takes? Well, in today's video, we're going to be putting one together from scratch to help find the answers to those questions. I'm going to show you the tools you need, the parts that are included, and we're going to get it done. What's up, everybody? My name is Daniel, and all I do is make porta potty content. So if you're interested in that, make sure to like and subscribe. We have some cool videos coming up that are really focused on the business side of the business. So subscribe if you're interested, and let's get started. So first, we're gonna talk about what kind of tools you're gonna need. So the first thing I would recommend is a rivet gun. Got a DeWalt electronic rivet gun. If you're gonna be building a lot of them, I recommend using one powered by air. Since we're only doing one, we've got an electronic rivet gun, and then it catches all the trash back here. You can use one operated by hand, but you're gonna get pretty tired because there's a lot of rivets into building a toilet. And then second, you're gonna want an impact drill. So you're gonna want two different attachments for it. First, you're gonna want a 3/16 drill bit. So this is gonna drill holes. That's the default size that the rivets come in. So you definitely want that to drill the holes that you're gonna need. And then you're gonna want a 3/8 inch adapter for screws, because anything that secures the tank to the walls or the walls to the base are gonna be used with this size screw. So with these two things, you'll be able to get everything done. And then also you want a screwdriver and then a socket wrench. This is a 12mm. You need these two tools as well. And then second, here are all the parts that should come with your order in order to get everything built. So first, here we have the walls. There's gonna be 3 walls, the right side, the left side, and the back. We've got the door. So we have the front door here, the roof, the tank vent pipe, the base, and then here we've got our tank, and then all of the miscellaneous parts that come with it. So here we have a 3-roll toilet paper holder, the toilet seat cover dispenser, the urinal, and then here is all of the miscellaneous hardware that comes with it, the handle to close it when you go in and out. We've got the locking mechanism, and then all of the miscellaneous nuts and bolts are also gonna be in here. So there's gonna be a lot of screws, a lot of rivets, and you gotta know kind of what goes with what. They gave us a little instruction sheet, IKEA style, to try and get it done. So it's gonna have all your parts on here. Luckily, we know more or less how to put it together, but it's helpful that it comes with that. So, and last but not least, if you can, you're gonna want somebody to be helping you, because building it by yourself, it's possible, but it's gonna be a lot harder. So today I got Alejandro helping me out. We're gonna see how long it takes us to get it built. Like I said, this is the first time we're building it from scratch. It's 1:27 right now. Now, obviously we're gonna be filming a little bit, so it's gonna take a little bit longer, but let's find out how long it takes us. So, stand up the walls. First, we're gonna grab everything that we need. So I'm gonna put on the rings. Alex is gonna do the rivets. Always make sure you got some spare. I'm gonna keep as many as I need in my hand. Okay, so like I said, this is our first time building one from scratch. It's a little bit windy, which isn't ideal. Let's get it up. I think we found our strategy, so we're gonna try and do the walls first to try and get us some stability. Because really, once we get started, it should be a little bit easier. So we'll line this up first. Okay, so we officially got the first one in. So let's get this one on, and then we're gonna do the other side. Listo. All right, so we've got one wall done. I definitely don't see how either of us could have done that by ourselves. So I'm glad there's 2 of us. Time to get the second wall done. Okay, now I have the walls done. Let's see what we're gonna do next. I think the plan is to install the base next. So I think now now we're gonna install the walls onto the base. So for this, we want to use the impact drill, make sure that's on tighten, and then you're gonna install a screw in each spot. All right, one side done. All right, we're getting there. So I think the plan now is we're gonna push it up and then we're gonna install the door. Look at that beautiful toilet. It's a work in progress. And now I think we're gonna put the tank inside of the shell of the toilet to give it a little bit more stability when we install the door. Next, we're gonna put the screws into the tank to make sure that that's secure. So they have these little tiny markings on the walls. So we're gonna put one screw right here and then the other screw right there on both sides. And then also the back. So that's gonna keep the tank nice and secure. And then especially with the tank, you wanna make sure that you tighten it enough because they have these little rubber rings and that's gonna keep the tank from leaking. If you don't tighten it enough, you might get a little bit of spillage or leaking when you're transporting full toilets. Like that. So these ones are nice and tight. All right, so progress report. Tank is installed with the screws. It's nice and sturdy. And we're starting to get the structure of the toilet. Not too bad for our first time. So next, we're gonna try and install the door. So the door is pretty heavy, so we're gonna see how the best way to do this.
¿Coreano o filipino?
Ninguno de los dos. ¿Cómo te llamas?
Carlos.
Carlos, Daniel.
Oh, Daniel.
Mucho gusto. This isn't good because we're short. We gotta get this done. Probably could use a step stool next time. One rivet at a time. ¿Qué pasa, David? Okay, now we got the first one started on the next side, so it should be not too bad for the rest. And this is what I mean, you need a rivet gun. If you had to do this by hand, your arms would be dead by now. It's the afternoon, so you could see all the trucks coming back for the day. So now we've got all the walls done, got all the rivets in. So next thing what we're gonna wanna do is also enter in 2 screws at the base of the door, and that's gonna secure the actual door to the base. Bam, look at that. We're almost done. So we're almost done, but if you don't want to assemble the toilets yourself, and me personally, I always get ours pre-assembled because as you can tell, this is taking us way longer than it should. There is a company out there called Titan Assembly. They are absolutely killing it in constructing toilets. They will come to your location and build as many toilets as you have to be built. I've seen them do builds of 200 plus units in a weekend. That is something I could never imagine being able to do. And I'm sure that they build a lot of the toilets that I have in my yard. They are a builder for satellite and they get the job done. So if you want to save on freight, get your toilets shipped to you in a fat truckload, unassembled, and they will come down and build them for you. I've even seen they put out a big carpet in your yard, so then all the rivets, everything like that, doesn't get stuck in the ground, giving you flat tires. They really go the extra mile. So I'll link them down below. Check them out, Titan Assembly. So now we have the official structure up, and then we're gonna install the missing pieces on the inside. So that's gonna be the urinal, the toilet seat, and the toilet paper holder. And then on the door, we're gonna install the handle to grab it and close it, and then the in-use marker right here to see if it's closed or open from the outside and to lock it from the inside. And then we're gonna put a latch both on the door and on the unit, and that's for putting a combination lock through there and keeping it secure. So this is when you're gonna want the drill, because on the inside, you're gonna have to drill the holes for the parts that you're gonna be installing, and on the outside, you're gonna be riveting. When we're doing the installation of the pieces on the inside, I always rivet it from the outside, so then the smooth part of the rivet where it breaks off is gonna be on the outside, and then you can put the ring on the inside. Really, either way will work, but this just looks better in my opinion. right, and now the urinal. All right, so now we've got the interior extras done. That took almost as much time as anything. So now we're gonna finish the door. And then this is the handle to open and close the door. And then you're gonna keep tightening this, but not too tight because you don't want it to be impossible to open or close. But if you don't tighten it all the way, it goes up and down too easily. So you wanna keep tightening it until it's pretty tight, but not all the way tight. Like that, I'd say that's good. So yeah, you can still slide it up and down, but it's not, if you put it halfway, it's not gonna fall down. So that's perfect tightness. So they actually sent us 2 latches that both go on the door, but they're supposed to also send one that comes on the door right here. So luckily we have extras, but they didn't send the right latches. So we're gonna install the bigger one because then bigger combo locks can go in between it. This is gonna go. And then we're gonna put the roof on last. So you wanna make sure that you have the tank hole or the tank vent hole in the back right corner because that's where it goes. Because if you install the roof facing the wrong direction, the vent pipe's gonna have nowhere to go and you're gonna have known you messed up. So here, it would help if we were taller. I'll get inside. Almost. It's not too bad. Hopefully it doesn't fly off in the meantime with the wind. Just so it doesn't fly away. And then the last step, we're going to finish riveting the roof to the unit. So he puts the rivet through, and then I put the ring on, and then I tell him that he's ready, and then we go from there. And last rivet for the roof. Now the finishing touch, toilet paper bar holder and a lock. There we go, and we're all done. So one thing too, when you're finished, you wanna make sure to clean up all the extra rivets that you have laying around because those can give you a flat tire and you don't wanna leave a mess because if you build 10 toilets, you're gonna have these all over the place. So just wanna pick those up and throw them away. There we are, all finished. One standard access toilet complete. It's $254, so it took us like an hour and a half maybe to get one done. You know, we were filming, but I think that only added like 10 or 15 minutes. So like I said, I buy mine completed. With some more practice, I think obviously we could do it a little bit faster, but shout out Titan Assembly for everything you guys do, because yeah, I don't want to do this again. But she's ready to be rented. See her out on the streets in the Bay Area. All it's missing are the logos, and then we're done.